Okay.
My next guest has a much different take than Geraldo Rivera. In a new piece for FoxNews.com, Republican Senator Rick Scott says, quote, Iran's leaders have sent a message that if they can't sell oil, then no one can. That is essentially a declaration of war, end quote. Florida Senator Rick Scott now sits on the Armed Services Committee and joins me. So I think you probably could hear Geraldo Rivera. And I say he is somewhat defending Iran. I want to get your reaction.
Well, first off, I just got back from Israel a couple of weeks ago, and I went to the Lebanese border. Iran's supporting Hezbollah. I went to the Gaza Strip. They're supporting Hamas. Hamas is shooting rockets off. They're putting up helium balloons with explosives to hurt children in Israel. And so, and clearly Iran is they're constantly saying they want to annihilate Israel. And then we know that the missile that hit the facilities in Saudi came from Iran. There's no question about that. I think their goal is to dramatically impact the oil markets. Now, who's going to get hurt is actually not going to be the United States. It's going to be Europe. It's going to be China. But if Iran actually wanted to be part of the world community, stop giving all of these giving weapons to all these horrible individuals or groups that are trying to annihilate Israel and cause all this unrest in the Middle East. Try to be part of the world market. I mean, it's crazy what they're doing.
So we were just talking about, and I've got Geraldo Rivera sitting by as we've kind of been jawing at one another over the fact that he seems to support Iran in this process. Senator, you're saying that you're fairly certain now that Iran did this. Have you seen intelligence that maybe you can share anything about? Because Democrats are saying, well, we have to wait and see.
Well, look, it's always good to do everything you can to make sure there's no ifs, ands, buts about it. But every bit of intelligence that I've been told about is that it came from Iran. I mean, they did this. Now, is Geraldo right that we should be disgusted with what Saudis did with Khashoggi? That was absolutely the wrong thing. But rather than picking Saudi Arabia, let's hold Iran accountable. Why are they doing what they're doing with Hezbollah? Why are they doing what they're doing with Hamas? Why do they call, they clearly have said they want to annihilate Israel, our partner, our ally.
Senator, we have sold them weapons. Saudi Arabia, can they not defend themselves? I mean, I think it's a legit. Okay, hold on. I think it's a legitimate question to be able to at least ask about what they can do for themselves.
Absolutely. I mean, here's what you should be impressed with. Israel defends itself. While we sell them weapons and we provide a lot of resources to Israel, they're willing to defend their own freedom, so you really have to admire the Israeli Defense Force. You should expect that. We should expect that for all of our allies. So my focus, though, is Iran has got to change. You want somebody to have a nuclear weapon that says they want to annihilate your ally? I mean, you can't do that. I mean, it's just...
Well, they say death to America, too.
I understand what Geraldo's saying. Right, they chant death to America. They want to annihilate Israel. They want to wipe them off the face of the earth. What they say, there's not going to be enough grave sites or for all the people they're going to kill in Israel. I mean,
if it is an act of war,
that's not somebody you want to do business with.
Senator, I love you as a governor. I love you as a senator. But if there was an act of war to attack the Saudi oil, then why isn't it an act of war to choke Iran so they can't sell their oil? Isn't it the same thing? Shouldn't there be fairness? I mean, the president unilaterally said he wants to renegotiate the nuclear deal. So let's renegotiate the nuclear deal.
Geraldo, you got to step in. Senator, if you would like to respond.
Geraldo, I agree with you. The first thing we ought to try to do is sit down with people. But it's very difficult when somebody is saying death to America and they're saying they want a nuclear weapon to wipe Israel off the face of the earth.
If there is a place that maybe outside the official UNGA General Assembly meetings that the French president or anybody can facilitate that, President Trump says he didn't need anybody's help because he's open to sitting down with anyone.
Well, President Trump, he doesn't want to go to war. He talks to everybody. But they've got to be part of this. I mean, what has Iran done to say they want to have a legitimate conversation?
They haven't. They just want back in that deal. And, of course, Europe has got to be feeling conflicted, too.
And which is a bad deal.
More and more of the coalition will have to come along, but they're still in that deal. Boy, it's complicated. Senator Rick Scott. of the great state of Florida. Thank you for joining me tonight.